Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, June 26th at about 8:31 California time. I have been doing these lives every Wednesday at about approximately 8:30. And let me just do a tech moment. I'm going to go over and make sure that Instagram goes live. So I get on a couple of platforms at the same time. There we go. I think we're good there. So we're now streaming to. What's really fun is I'm streaming to Facebook, my bigger game page, and my Instagram page, and on um, my YouTube page. So pretty fun to be able to stream. So just a little shout out to the world of tech. It's called StreamYard. It's an amazing technology that gets you to multiple platforms all at the same time. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on StreamYard, just so you know, and you make a comment on StreamYard, excuse me, oh my God, I got the wrong language. If you're on Instagram and you make a comment on Instagram, I cannot see it. However, if you're on the Facebook group, Rick Tamlin's Bigger Game page, if you make a comment there, I will see it. So feel free to say hello if you're on the Facebook group. Feel free to comment, and I'll comment later if you want, or if I when I get there. But I can't see the Instagram, so good morning, good morning, good morning. I just thought I would do hum a few bars this morning on, there's so much going on in the world, right? I'm not going to do a news thing. I am going to do a hot news, though, around the Olympics. So I was inspired by, hang on here. I just want to get sure I get his name right. I don't know if you've been following it. Obviously the Olympics are happening in Paris in the next month. And there was this remarkable 16-year-old from Washington, D.C. area, Quincy Wilson. Quincy Wilson almost made it to the Olympics. He still can make it into the, I'm going to get my data right. He's 16-year-olds, first of all, broke the record for running under for 18 years and younger, broke a record from 42 years. He still has a chance to be a part of the U.S. relay team, the 4x400 relay team. But what I wanted to talk about related to that is, related to our own lives. The word, excuse me, the word champion comes up. At least I'm talking about champion, becoming a champion. And of course, literally Olympic-wise, becoming a champion, I get it. Probably not going to happen at 65 years old, right? But the essence and the being of what does it mean to live a champion-oriented life or a champion-like life. And I was reflecting on that yesterday, and I started to think, well, of course, what that means is where can I take it up a notch? Where can I take care of myself even better? Where can I take care of my relationships even better? Where can I go to the next level of my business life or my work life or my speaker life? Or, what's the next level of me that wants to be expressed into the world? Whether that's a book or, so it's because this champion sort of energy, and of course it implies that others are not champions, and it implies winners and losers and all that. I'm not going to get into that, but I was reminded of the skill of championing as a coach, right? And some of you know I'm come out of the tradition and the amazing work of the Coaches Training Institute. This is the original Coactive Coaching book, which was printed. I'm going to give you guys a date just for fun. This one was signed by Laura, Karen, and Henry, the founders. Laura Whitworth, Henry Kimsey House, and Phil Sandel were the original authors. This was published in 1990. I want to get this right. Yeah, copyright 1998, right? So, and I thought I would just read the skill of championing. It's in the back of the book. It's a coaching skill. One could say it's a life coaching skill. It's a skill. I think we actually need to be better at it as humans with each other in general across the board. But in terms of a coaching conversation, where you're actually paying somebody to work with them, to move them forward, to go to the next level of their life, this skill applies, of course, inside the context of a coaching conversation. So I'm just going to read you the definition, right? when you champion clients, you stand. I got to get this right. Hang on. When you champion clients, you stand up for them when they doubt or question their abilities. Despite the client's self doubt, the coach knows clearly who the client is and that he or she is capable of much more than what the client thinks. When the client is in the valley, the coach is on the next hill, waving a flag and saying, "Come on, you can make it." Right? So it's the championing is this. It's the first of all to champion somebody else, right? Right, the ability to remind a person who they are, to call them forth, to remind them they have the capability. Because my philosophy inside the capability thing that always activates talent. Do I have the talent? Do I have the talent? Well, if you have the calling, if you have the calling, whatever it is in the life you want, then you will develop the talent, right? So when you think of Olympic champions, right, their mindset is champion oriented. In the beginning, they probably don't have the speed, they don't have the talent, and of course they develop it, right? And then they go for it and they really, full on, right? And so this champion thing that from the Olympics just really grabbed my fascination, my imagination. Because of course, well, not of course, it can happen. As I get older, that desire to go to the next level, like, well, what does that mean? And I don't want to work that hard, and all that stuff kicks in. And yet, if I don't have the drive and the pull and the desire to go to the next level, then what's the point? Right? It's sort of like, am I leveling out? Am I, and of course, where this goes is hard work. That's going to be hard, or and we start to fill it in with this mindset of the work that's going to take, and what does that mean? And, and it's an interesting question to consider and to be with is, what is it like? And this is like a big inquiry, a big question for you to ponder. I don't have the answers for you, but I'm asking you to think about it. What does it look like to live a champion-oriented life, no matter what age we are, no matter what's going on? How would I approach my marriage? How would I approach my business? How would I approach my next book? How would I, what would that, if I brought championship energy to it, right? A way of being around it, what would that do to it? Because basically it's a mindset to think like a champion, right? We've all heard that term. There's probably 87,000 books that are out there, like think like a champion. And why do we not do that forever? Why do we not bring that to everything, to everyone? We don't literally say it necessarily, but I'll just use the example of taking care of this body these days. Like I'm on it. I'm 65. I jog. If you've heard me before, bear with me, but I jog and sprint, and now I'm swimming every single day. Right? Every single day. It's a minimum of 3 miles of running. It's actually 1.5 miles of running and 1.5 miles of sprinting. So it's like a back and forth, like sprint, run, sprint, jog, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's not going to do anything for me in terms of becoming an Olympic. What it does for me, well, first of all, just pragmatically gets my heart rate above 150 for more than 10 minutes, not in a row, but during that whole run. And that's what I need my heart rate to do, because it's a muscle and I want it to do that. So that's me sort of thinking like, I don't necessarily, get out of bed and go, I need to think like a champion to run today, but I have a lot more to do. I have a lot more to create. I had this fantasy yesterday around, you have sort of fantasies of work or fantasies of doing something. So I come out of the acting industry many, 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 many years ago, and had a good low medium run in the early years. But I have a dear friend who now does voiceover training, and she's an expert voiceover person. Voiceovers for commercials and all that stuff. And she does a class, and I went, why am I not taking a voiceover class? I don't have to get in the car. I can do it from my home. I have a microphone. right? I could do voiceovers and learn how to become a better voiceover person. Who knows? Might get a commercial, but it reminded me of the creativity and bringing that go to the next level energy and philosophy to my life, because championship thinking, championship being, championship way of operating is a philosophy. And I know we every 4 years we get all excited about it in the Olympics, and we watch it and we project all over them and we want them to win and we are amazed, and right, they do all this stuff. And I kept thinking, how do we apply that to our life? So I hope this makes sense enough. And I just invite you to think about it. Just think about the words, not from a literal context, like becoming a champion, unless you might, I don't know, become a champion chess player at this point. Who knows, right? But to bring the philosophy of championing and becoming a champion and going to the next level of your life. And what does that look like for you, right? And to go for it. And then what does that mean for you, right? So feel free later on, or if you're watching this, you can put in the chat, well, here's what championing means for me. Here's maybe some quick little homework, fun stuff. Here's what championing means for me. And here's where I'm going to bring the championing perspective to my life, like the arena of my life, my work, my business, my money, my book that I still want to do, whatever it is. Because I think the champion, if you think about it from an archetypal context, like there's a champion that lives in all of us. Whether we've literally become a champion, like won the gold and all that, I'm not talking about that, but the archetype of the champion lives in every single one of us. And how do we activate that, animate that, bring that forth, have that be a resource for us? And maybe it's literally like, I wake up every day and I go, I need to think like a champion today. I need to think like a champion business owner. I need to think like a champion relationship builder, related to my marriage or whatever. Like I'm bringing that next level into the consciousness of my life. And then how does that look in terms of choices and decisions? Because I can tell you from a business context, putting my work into the world, doing my thing. I have an event that I do in October 10 and 11. You'll hear more about it on social media. And if you're on my email list, you'll hear about it. But that's me going to the next level. Like I'm going to the next level. I'm going to bring this thing to more people. I want more people to experience this. I'm going to come up with new ideas that I haven't even thought about. Because I'll just add to the mix. Some of you, if you're in this age bracket, the hottest topic right now is longevity, right? People, it's being talked about everywhere. The blue zone phenomenon, if you know about it, blue zones are these 5 different locations in the world where people are living longer than normal, or longer than most. And they've studied it, and it has to do with eating. But the part eating and having the part that relates to championship energy is they have a purpose. They are on purpose every single day. There's no retirement energy. Yeah, they might be retired from the actual work to make the money, but they're on it. They're bringing an essence of, I have lots to do still, right? We have this beautiful, delicious, fabulous client who's 92. Are going to be 92 very, very soon. And she is on fire with getting her work into the world, and just published a book, and she's doing classes online and learning social media. And she is just, becoming a spitfire of like, I have stuff to do. I am still in the game. Right. And it's just fascinating to watch. And right. So there you go. There's my thoughts for a Wednesday about what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it mean for you to bring the archetype of the champion to your life, right? And, great coaching question. If you were a champion of this arena of your life, what would it look like? And I invite you to set down this phenomenon, the mindset that kicks right in. here's what usually happens for me. I don't know if it's true for you, but usually what kicks right in is, oh my gosh, how hard is that going to be? How many hours is that going to take in my week? I know will no longer have choice or something. It just goes to this volume of, wow, that will just be right. Instead of like, well, let me see, I want to become a champion and I want to become a champion of my business life at this point in my life. I want to become a champion writer of books. I want to become a champion, bringing championship energy to more speaking gigs or whatever it is. And it starts to turn into like, oh, that's going to be so hard. And then I just kill it. I just kill it. As soon as I add this philosophy or this mindset of that's going to be really hard, I'm done. And we have to minimize that. We have no idea how hard it is. By the way, when you're committed to something and it's grabbed your imagination, it's not hard. It's that being in flow phenomenon. When you're in flow because the thing has you, you don't even notice the time. You don't notice how hard you stay up all night. You don't really care because the thing has you, right? So I'll leave you with that. So just think about that. What is the thing? What's the championship energy that you want to bring to your life, and how might it apply to your life? So happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy as we go into if you're in the US, we're heading into our nation's birthday next week. We can kind of feel the arc of it already coming in. This weekend is already, I can feel the energy in clients. It's right, kind of calming down a little bit, but sending you all much peace, ease, love, health, and wealth to you, your loved ones, your family members, your organizations, your teams, as we all come together to be better together. I don't want to say be better together, but you know what I mean? Like, just remember there's humans over there. And maybe I'll leave you with this final thought. Just remember to champion them more. Tell them what they're capable of. Tell them that they get to have the dream they want. Tell them that they have the ability to have that dream. Because if you have the dream in your mind of this thing you want to do with your life, then somehow, somewhere in there, there's a truth that if I think about it and it's come to me, therefore I can have it. I can create it because it came to me. So, all right, everybody, more to come. Thanks for listening, and have a beautiful rest of your day. And we'll see you next Wednesday. And be well. Bye for now. I'm going to do a little shutting things down here. It takes me a moment, by the way. So hang on here. I'm going to just shut down Instagram. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. And then we're going to go back to this. Okay, everybody, take care. Bye.